I brought us all together. I'm the meat in the sandwich.
You're the
breads.
I'm the meat.
Can I be the top bread?
Sure.
Yes. Can I just be the lettuce?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's one crazy ass.
What?
All right, guys. Here we are.
We're finally here. It's actually happening.
Welcome to the first podcast that we have ever done as the Bleach Boys, the Dirty Laundry podcast, episode numero uno.
Uno.
Here we go.
Here.
Austin's here for one.
Austin is fucking. He looks like Lord Farquaad. Blonde Lord Farquaad is here. I'm joking. It doesn't look that bad.
Dude,
it's just a lot.
You've
been gone, and then you show up like Jesus out of nowhere.
I don't think I've seen it that long.
Well, I never wear it down either, so that's the thing. It's always up in a bun.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I washed my hair today, so it's just like.
Well, even the video you made that you sent us, it was like up. So like I saw you and I was like, holy fuck, who is this
You
guy?
are a different person.
Yeah, and you're moving, and you've had a long week and long few weeks.
It's been rough for sure. Yeah, I've been moving. I'm unemployed now. Good shit.
Yeah,
that's like not epic to be moving and unemployed at the same time.
Unemployed, moving, but making new music. I guess
Less than epic.
Cool.
Always important to keep the grind alive. But you went on vacation recently?
Yeah, I just went to San Diego. It's
okay.
just
Easter.
Now
it looked like a mutual family vacation. Was that what it was, or was it just your family and Lily?
Yeah, it was just my family and Lily. Okay. I mean, it was
Bill. Who are the other people?
That was Bill's girlfriend. It's Katie.
Who are the older people?
Was there extended family?
No, yeah, that's Rob and Linda. It's like my parents. They were at my parents' wedding.
You don't remember their names, dude, and you don't want to dox them on this fucking important podcast.
They were my friend's family's friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
We also have to explain what's going on with this stream for the people that are here.
Right. So if you're new here just for the stream, or even if you're an old viewer, what we're doing here is going to be a little bit different. We're obviously doing a podcast format. We're going to have it available on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and all these places. So we're not going to be paying attention to the chat really at all. We're going to have donation options, which you're going to see kind of roll across the chat, and they're down in the description. So if you're interested, feel free to take a look at that, and we will do the actions that are stated there. So it's going to be hot sauce oriented or alcohol oriented. Really, really just uber exciting.
We got Jello shots. We have a whole tub of alcohol.
We have
here.
a chill sesh right here, just ready to go. We got a cooler. We got a cooler for this. We are prepared.
We got a cooler so that we can get drunk.
Now I know people that are just listening to the audio of this can't necessarily see, but we got the setup going on right now.
We
have
do.
3 separate microphones. I never thought we'd
Professional.
I never thought we'd be able to like actually get that done and do like the low sensitivity microphone option. I thought we were gonna have to have one microphone. That's what I was planning
That
on
would be
doing. It's
Yeah.
just
so
one
bad.
crappy
And it sounded
microphone.
like ass.
It sounded
because when you
terrible.
don't have a game playing in the background, it literally sounds like we are in like a tin box. It sounds so bad.
It was.
This
It
is
really was.
production value.
All these different mics
I know.
and stands.
It'll be interesting to see how it actually sounds after the fact, seeing the different, because they're all very different mics.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Really, in our lives, we don't find much of a chance to just kind of sit down and chat and talk. We're all really busy most of the time. Ian and I both have full-time jobs
And I do not anymore.
and go to school. So it gets dicey. We still get to like hang out sometimes, but we don't necessarily talk about the things that are going on in our lives. And we just wanted a chance to kind of weekly or bi-weekly sit down and talk about things that have happened in our lives, the future, what we want to do. And we want you guys to be around for the journey for that. And I thought that would be a cool idea. And I know Ian and I have talked about doing a podcast for like a while.
Really long time.
And he's wanted to do it, and I was just always kind of against it. I wanted to keep making videos. But this seems to be the most applicable format for what we're doing, what we've done. We don't have the time necessarily to edit videos and go like, especially with like the views that we're getting. Right?
If
At
you
this
go
point.
back to how we were uploading videos like 2-3 times a week
Yeah.
for months when we first started,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even understand how we did that when we were, and how we were
Yeah,
doing it
that's
for
true.
like less than 100 views at a time.
And we didn't live together. Like I was driving out to you. Like 30
Passion.
minutes each way just to like get it done. So we were really trying there for a while. But obviously the YouTube algorithm had other plans for that. So we never appeared and recommended. There's probably other data related reasons that happened, but
We were
I won't-
hashtag too edgy.
yeah, we were the trying to be the modern Filthy Frank when nobody wanted Filthy Frank. So
Well, at least YouTube did.
Well, yeah, that's why Filthy Frank stopped being Filthy Frank, is because YouTube doesn't want Filthy Frank. And he wanted to do music, but like he left at literally the perfect time.
we
I think,
came
yeah,
in.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, we came in at the pinnacle worst time.
Yeah,
to be
literally.
on YouTube as a small creator. The pinnacle of all worst times. The end of 2016, early 2017, PewDiePie like racism N-word stuff that was happening. Like
Totally forgot about that.
That really like put a dent in everything. I'm not blaming PewDiePie by any stretch of the imagination. It's just was a spark of sorts for YouTube, and even
For sure.
he has acknowledged that that was like
We really did start at like the worst time.
yeah, the worst. Like they were just like launching demonetization and like launching all of their algorithms.
PewDiePie did all that crazy ass shit, and then like all the ads pulled out, just
Coke,
like
Coke and Pepsi like were the main ones.
Yeah.
Like, and they lost those for.
They were like, we can do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole adpocalypse. Because that was the first one, wasn't it? That was the first adpocalypse.
it's funny because that was like the worst time for YouTube, but right before that was probably like the best time of YouTube. Like
Yeah.
Leafy,
It was probably just like
content comp, literally like just like all those commentary channels and like all those edgy channels like were peaking, and then YouTube's like no, and then it just like straight
Yeah, they were
downhill.
over it. They were definitely over it. There's some YouTube internet history people that have gone back into Leafy's kind of channel and looked at the metadata and looked at like his analytics and kind of saw just this steep like
sure.
dive that happened not after content cop like you would think, but after like a specific YouTube like
Algorithm change.
Yeah, policy change that took place. Just been
Damn.
like all the words he was using.
Well,
they
and
were
he
even-
stopped like making videos because he wasn't making money on them anymore, because his
Right.
content was considered bullying.
Yeah.
And I don't
Wait,
think
really?
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
age,
no,
he
it-
got age restricted.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I never really watched Leafy back then. But
There's,
that's,
you're not missing much. I mean, I find some interest in it just because it's action packed for what it was.
Oh, okay.
Like he's
Dude,
just
I-
constantly like baiting and talking about shit and the Keemstar rants, and it was just
But that's why I hate, because I've always loved Keem. Like Keem is always, ever since FAG, like I couldn't. So when all that shit was happening with Pyro and Leafy,
yep.
just like
I
Jesus.
say that to Keemstar on Twitter like every once in a while, and he's never acknowledged it, but I want him to.
Didn't you block us for a minute?
Yeah.
He did, but he shared our video.
Yeah,
during that,
like
our
the
worst
stupidest video.
Wait, what
We-
video was it?
It was something. It was during the.
It's
This Is
Wednesday,
America-
my dude.
Yeah, it was during the This Is America.
This is Wednesday. That's what it was.
Yeah, like
So dumb.
10 seconds long or something.
Yeah.
And he just posted it, and I was like, what?
And like just before that, he blocked us.
And I could
Like,
only acknowledge it because somebody commented that, like, why did Keemstar post this? And I was like,
I don't know.
So I went on.
post
like,
our video.
yeah, I just Googled it off of our account, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's so funny. Yeah, I totally forgot. And it's interesting too. Like I was never really into like the whole YouTube like creator type thing back
You're
then.
more of like the music side of YouTube for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But more recently, I've been like into like obviously like PewDiePie. I really like PewDiePie.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since he started going to like basically all memes and all just like
His
compilation-
content is much better now.
I wasn't
for
into
sure.
his gaming videos at all either, so I get that.
Yeah.
Like, I was not there during the scare PewDiePie, like,
Mm-hmm.
screaming stuff.
And
I wasn't either. I wasn't into it.
Wasn't
But
he
I've
on-
been on YouTube for like since I don't know
I'd watch highlights,
beginning of
but that's about
2000.
Yeah.
I think my first channel with Matt, like the one I actually tried
fucking
on.
Swan Dive?
My first channel,
Swan
Swan Dive
Dive.
TV. If you want to go there, that shit
think it's still
sucks.
up, too.
It is,
It
yeah.
is.
And it's just like the cringiest like Minecraft and like
Minecraft.
Xbox game
It was
content.
mainly like Call of Duty, wasn't it?
I think that
Because it was right when they added swan diving and fucking Black
yeah,
Ops.
that's why it was.
Yeah.
So it was Black Ops 1, so 2011, and that's what we were playing.
So far.
That's when I
so
was
long
making
ago.
videos, but I was on YouTube, like watching YouTube videos back when, dude, I used to watch this thing called I don't know, like this, it was a Halo 3, like fan theater mode thing about
Oh.
like machines
Oh,
and
alright.
That thing only had, I don't think they even had millions of subscribers either.
dude, that was on
probably just had,
Machinima.
Oh,
like,
it was a Machinima.
yeah.
Okay.
But it was been when Machinima was like at the top of the game for gaming videos
'cause
because
people
people
didn't
couldn't
know.
make money on game videos back then.
Well, they also just didn't know that Machinima was like fucking. They
Oh,
were
yeah,
like,
they were like-
someone was like, oh,
yeah.
someone likes my video.
But realistically, also people became famous because of Machinima. A lot of people did.
right, they did. But
Machinima pushed their content because it was good. If it was good, and we're like, if I don't know, it's a very like weird subject to go into because a lot of people did get help from Machinima,
a lot of
Yeah.
people got
but
fucked over.
a
though.
lot of more so people got fucked over because of Machinima.
Their channel's done, right? They like, I think
it's over, yeah.
deleted most of their stuff or
Oh, shit.
privated it.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
like,
it's kind of
yeah.
like Machinima's kind of like a record label, like in the sense like if you go into like say like you're a talented musician and you get picked up by a record label, but you don't know anything about the music business, you're gonna get taken advantage of. Because basically all they're there to do is make money for them and then kind of give you a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And cloud, is it like what Vivo does for music? Is it that kind of thing?
Clout?
You know, clout.
Oh, clout.
Yeah. Do you know how Vivo for music videos and stuff, like it's a network. They don't own your channel. They don't own anything. But like it might help to have a network of channels to kind of either promote each other, because I know there's this comedy thing called All Things Comedy on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of podcasts on there and a lot of things, and there's cross pollination of all of that. So I'm curious to know if
So
that's
yeah,
what it
that's a
was.
whole nother thing. There's a lot of like things on YouTube that will like repost content with people's permission.
Sure.
And Machinima was one of those. But the thing is, I think what Machinima did was that they took people's content and had the exclusive rights to post it on Machinima. So they
I just remember when I was a kid, Machinima was great. Like watching
They
that
did
in
World
high
of
school.
Warcraft stuff back in the day, and like just it was shitty animation, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Like did Red versus Blue start on there?
I don't think so.
It
No,
was always
Rooster Teeth.
Rooster Teeth. Okay.
I think
one
so.
of them, yeah, one of those big ones.
You know they have Red versus Blue on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That is
all-
so weird to me.
all of it. Yeah, they've had it.
That
for a
is
while.
insane. It's just straight up like
YouTube
theater.
stuff.
It's just it's on fucking Netflix, dude.
I watched it with my dad. My dad.
That is
was
the
actually
weirdest
he kind
thing.
of laughed at it, like because he's tried to do like little animated.
It
things
is just
as
so
well.
crazy to me to think that some kids were playing like Halo and went into theater mode and made a fucking show that's on Netflix now. That is
Yeah.
so weird. I
Well,
can't believe
Well,
that.
when was that? Was that Halo 2 or 3?
Started in Halo 1.
Oh,
like
yeah,
not when
yeah.
Halo 1 was happening, but like they
Just
or maybe
Blood
it must have
Gulch,
been.
dude. Just like
Yeah, Blood
just
Gulch.
the Blood Gulch. That was their map.
That's
I'm
so
sure
crazy.
they evolved from there. But yeah, just narrative stories on that boring ass map. Well, boring as in just.
And when
like,
they would talk,
2
because it's a
points.
voiceover, they just like move the gun around. Like that's all it is, dude. That shit is on Netflix. Can you believe that?
Well, you got to think too, like
seasons, dude, and it's easy
Yeah.
to digest.
yeah, but it was like a pioneer for its time too. And I'm
That's
sure, like, does it hold up now? Like, does like the
No, if you go back to like the first episode, it's like, what the hell is this? And I watched like the beginning part of the first episode, and then I skipped to the very most recent episode. And I was like, it's the same thing. It's just Halo 5 now.
so
They're
just
just like,
better.
yeah, and they're just still guys holding guns, moving them up and down whenever they speak, looking around. It is so bizarre.
I wonder if they did that to like time it for each other, or like
Yeah, no, it's just supposed to like so you know who's talking.
right. Yeah,
So there are
That's
cultural phenomenons that are like that. So you have like Happy Tree Friends. That was like this.
Fuck, I remember
Oh
that.
my
thing.
God.
That shit traumatized me. That shit,
used to
I
watch-
watched that
I love
way
that
too
now.
young.
I used to watch that when I went to my grandparents' house. So like, and they had a computer in the back that I would play like mini clips on
Yeah.
too. So I would like do mini clips and then
Fucking
like
Baba
watch
Black
Happy
Sheep or
Tree
whatever.
Friends.
Or what was it? No, albino black sheep.
Albino Black
Yeah,
Sheep,
yeah,
yeah.
What?
Albino Black Sheep and mini clips.
And then there's the other one, E-Bomb's World,
Funny junk.
Yeah.
Funny Junk. Oh, that shit was so fun.
Funny junk.
Dude, there
I,
was.
I remember there was this one game I used to play on Miniclip. It was like some like fucking like Pharaoh puzzle game. I forgot what it was called. But
People must not have made any money either. They must have just
Oh,
gotten
no.
exposure, maybe like because you'd
well,
find.
actually, I don't know.
I could see them making money off of ads. Like
Yeah,
if
because there's ads everywhere.
Did Funny Junk do that for them? Though is my question. Sure, Funny Junk made money, but did these?
no, I'm
did
sure that they
take-
paid out the creator. Like if you made a game and people went to it,
Yeah.
you would make a percentage of the ads because there has to be an incentive for people to upload these games.
True.
Well, just to get people to play them, just to like have a lot of people and then see you as an author there.
That is
but no,
true.
you're right. You're right. Because I mean, I'm sure a lot of them went on to make, like be successful in making like either phone app games or other Java games where they could make money. But for a while, that was like your only option of getting like
Small
exposure.
games, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you think like even before Steam, there was no like place to find independent games, really.
Right. Yeah.
So
not at all.
like that's or like what was it, the Xbox Indie Arcade?
Yeah, that was fun too. I
Yeah.
wish they'd bring like something like that back where you.
They still have it, I think, don't they?
They do, but they don't promote it like they used to. They
Oh.
used to promote it like pretty well, and you'd be able to
Xbox
find
what?
like just normal indie retro like arcade games.
Huh.
Like there used to be fun ones, like Castle Crashers, like started in those
Yeah.
things, I believe.
What-
And right on me.
Oh,
This dude just went like
Just burp and then like
and burped right
I
on
was
me.
trying
I'm
to
a
get it
fan.
back.
I'm already a
back.
fan.
I'm a fan.
I did want to do some intros because I'm sure there are going to be people here either listening live or listening later that don't know who we are. So we are the Bleach Boys, we're a small YouTube channel. My name is Trevor.
I'm Ian.
I'm Austin.
I'm 25.
25.
God damn it! I wanted this to be streamlined.
24.
Are you still 24?
Yeah. I
Oh,
have,
that's right.
I
Yeah,
3
July.
months.
Young boy,
Young boy.
young lad.
Young thick boy.
You're not thick anymore, man.
True, yeah. Dude, I was looking at photos of me from like this time last year. It's fucking
If you just look at the Dear Sister video, dude, you were
Fucking
like a thick
thick.
boy for that one.
I haven't. Oh yeah, damn, with the shirtless thing and
Yeah.
everything. If you saw that in the intro, you're a lucky gal.
Oh,
Sorry,
God.
ladies, I'm taking.
Oh, that's funny.
I also did want to go over like how we met. So Ian and I have known each other for a very long time, and Ian and Austin have known each other for a very long
I
time.
brought us all together.
But
I
we
am
haven't known each
I'm the
other.
meat in the sandwich.
You're the
Then
you're
we're the
meat.
breads.
I'm the meat.
Can I be the top bread?
Sure.
Can I just be the lettuce?
I just saw.
just
Can
wanna
I just
eat
be the
nothing.
side dish? I want to
Can
be
we
away from
lettuce
this.
instead? Just lettuce wrap this shit.
Trevor and I met in third grade,
Closer.
and we hated each other
Absolutely.
for 6 years until ninth grade.
At least. Yeah.
So yeah, because third grade to ninth grade, and we were in the same. We went to the same school every single year.
Yeah.
And we were just enemies.
Enemies. Like,
Except there was a period of time where you moved, right?
yeah, where I moved out of state. I moved to Washington, and then Ian just had no one to hate, so he was just harboring his anger.
I was just waiting for you to get
internally,
back.
Just like
It's funny too because when you did get back and you tried to like join into like my friend group that I had,
yeah, the people
I just
knew. Yeah.
fucking went in on Trevor
Blocked.
so
He
bad.
blocked me.
Dude.
This man came with his best friend.
I wasn't even friends with him at the time. That's how me and my best friend became friends, is by literally friend blocking Trevor from our friend group. It's like kind of sad.
physically
honestly.
blocked too. They didn't like. I walked over, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they like walked to the edge of where like I
Yeah,
would be walking
where
to,
Trevor
and we're
was
just
coming
like,
to, and we're just like,
what do you think about your
literally
what
like
you're doing?
squared up with Trevor. But it was
Oh my
like
God.
the dynamic in middle school is like different, and we didn't like each other in elementary school because we were like butting heads on everything.
There was no legitimate reason for it. It was definitely all arbitrary, like
Yeah.
what we were doing. But I was like a little annoying fat kid that like was always moving around, so I had no like bearing on. I would meet people. I'd make friends pretty easily, but people that hated me for an arbitrary reason just ended up.
That's how it's always been,
Yeah,
dude.
the new kid syndrome
Yeah.
is always a thing.
Trevor's always been like, you either, and this is what I remember from like middle school. It's like the people that didn't like him, you didn't have a reason to not like him. It's just because like he's Trevor.
They'd all say that later
Yeah.
too. Anybody that met me after high school or
Yeah.
like met me at a party during high school.
They don't know why they didn't like you. They just didn't like you.
Yeah,
and that's
because
that's
somebody
what
told
happened
them.
with me. And that just carried over from elementary school. But me and my best friend kicked him out of our group. Like we blocked him off, and Trevor and I just hated each other. But in 9th grade, we both went out of district for our high school. We drove really far,
Yep.
and our moms set us up to be in like a carpool together. So we were like literally forced to be friends.
I
at that
asked
point.
too. Like it's
Yeah.
not like my mom like asked anybody. My mom just said like, "Oh, Ian goes to this school." Like she knew that we lived near each other, and just like, let's try to set.
It was
that up.
epic though. That was like, I'm happy we became
Yeah.
friends in 9th grade.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Epic.
It was
And then me and Austin became friends. Oh my god.
Pageants.
Yeah, through pageants.
Fucking
But like
for-
when?
We were like probably 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Like forever ago.
I don't even
dude.
know.
So to be more specific, we're talking like toddlers and tiaras style.
Yeah,
like,
the child beauty pageants.
All
Yeah.
male child pageants.
But we used to do pageants. His mom used to host pageants, and I would compete in his mom's pageants.
Yeah, and his mom
and
did
then-
pageants.
Yeah, now my mom
Oh,
hosts
she didn't back then though, did she?
No, she never did pageants. She would put Nicole and I in pageants.
Well, no, I'm saying like she like ran pageants.
No, she didn't.
Not back then.
Not then. Not she does
Recently,
now.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's how my mom became friends with your mom.
Yeah.
And then we were just like ever since like we were just I think then when you moved to California is when like they were even more friends or something.
Oh,
Or
'cause
were
I
you
knew
already?
before.
You think you were in Buffalo?
Yeah. Well, I moved here when I was 4, so maybe I don't know.
Oh no, so it was probably I don't even know.
Yeah.
But all I know is it's, we've known the Andersons for forever, basically.
Yeah, it's been a while. And then you and Matt became friends when there's a part like when I was.
Oh yeah, Austin was becoming a child star, and he was too busy for friendships.
Well, also like I was homeschooled. I was doing like this like online academy, which was actually really dope.
Online academy.
Wow, back in the day,
That
that's like
literally
something.
you can't just call it homeschooling. It has to be
No,
online
like,
academy.
That's legit. It was called the California Virtual Academy.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
So that's what like child actors would do though. Like
Yeah,
so they
or-
could be on set and
Yeah.
get shit done.
Or like a lot of people used to do this thing called Options for Youth, which I was like fucking not about,
Mm-hmm.
because like all the people that were at Options for Youth, I don't know, they just like they didn't like the program itself seemed like a lot of like monotonous bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like Kava, which was what it's called, California Virtual Academy, it was basically like as long as you could do the test at the end, you could just kind of like skip through all the shit. So if you wanted to be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna read and do everything independently, and then just do the test at the end, you're fine. It's different now, I'm sure, but like it was like the first or second year that I jumped in when they started like the program, so they're still working the kinks out. And also like I was supposed to have like my mom or like my teacher like double check my work, but
Proctor,
yeah, but also they didn't know what was happening, so I was kind of my own teacher. So
Jesus.
like for my math, I would just be like, yes, I did this right. Yes. So like I'm probably it's funny because like I'm actually like really good at math, and I'm also really good at
You're a genius.
just no, like I ended up all right because I think I'm just like an independent person that can learn independently. But like for instance, if you were just a fucking kid that doesn't want to do school in general, and you were doing this thing,
Be an easy route.
it would be an easier route. But also, actually, no, it wouldn't be an easier route because you would still have to do the test. Like I had to go like to a place every like probably 2 or 3 months and do like a proficiency test to make sure like I'm actually learning. So they actually had a really high fail rate now that I think of it. Like I think the success rate when I was in there was only like 10% or some shit.
Did they have to do like the standardized testing
Yeah.
that Ian and I would have to
Like
do
the
in
chest
like,
Yeah,
public
yeah.
school? Oh, okay.
Or not per Chespy, with the Cassie, whatever the fuck.
Whatever
it
the
is.
California one
Yeah.
is called, yeah.
Yeah, but luckily for that whole homeschool thing, I only went for 4 years, middle school and high school. because I did this like thing called the chess bee.
Yeah.
Which was like basically let me work as an adult, and it basically tells the school board like, hey, you're not a dumbass. You can work and like think like an adult. It's like it's testing out. It's like the GED before you do 4 years.
I think online classes of all kinds are going to be kind of the route for a lot of people.
Well,
I think more
budget
and
cuts
more,
too.
more and more people are going to do homeschooling, and I think it gives teachers an opportunity to reach more students and make more
without
money
having to
for-
go anywhere too.
Yeah.
Just do it from your house. Do like video conferences if you have to, shit
Yeah.
like that. It's
Yeah.
like
The only problem I see with that is that there's going to be like, because I honestly don't think school's for everybody. I don't think everybody should fucking go to school. There should be like the basic shit that people learn to be a human being.
Sure.
And up to a certain point, I think there should be like schooling. But
the other problem with it though, like the main problem is cheating.
exactly.
So, but how? I don't know, because I also think standardized testing
Is fucking broken anyway.
is stupid too. But cheating, just straight up, just literally being able to like search something up on the internet
But
right
that's
there.
what they've gotten down. That's like what I'm doing in my classes right now. They have a literal proctor that uses the same kind of features that streaming does,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
where it's sharing your screen, your webcam, and your
Oh, yeah.
microphone. You need those things in order to take the class. So that would really be able to cut down on that, I
Yeah.
believe.
I
well,
think
we're
they got
in
it
a
down now. Yeah.
we're in a good place right now because not a lot of classes use that.
Yeah.
So like Trevor and I can just literally cheat on everything.
Wow, dude. Docs, dude.
We've
Our
been-
teacher's watching and listening as we speak. He has just failed us.
God, I hate our
Fuck
teacher.
you.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Actually, I do want to go in on this just as a side
Oh
note,
my
that
God, dude.
Ian and I both take a cinema, like film appreciation style class. Like, you would think based on the description of the course that you're just kind of sitting back, watching films, doing a quick, like, little test on the subject matter of the film. But,
Especially online.
yeah.
So an online class?
Online.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to go into class to do this shit. Like, you can watch it on Amazon Prime or whatever other service. Just find it however
But
you
what
can
would be
find it.
what would be so hard about watching a movie, really kind of understanding the elements of the movie,
Yeah.
other than what this teacher does. He gives you, our midterm was 70 questions. He gave us 56 minutes. That's not even a minute per question.
That's pretty ridiculous.
obviously, it's like you're getting less than a minute per question. So you don't have time to like look it
Were
up,
they multiple
obviously,
choice,
but you don't.
or-
Yeah, well, multiple choice, but you don't have time to even like think really. Like you're so like frantic about like, am I gonna get this wrong? And it's like some of the things are so just like his opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of the
That's tough,
questions.
too.
Yeah.
With like a lot of like those like art classes, like a lot of it's like, well, especially like I wouldn't say art history, but like the appreciation classes, it's mostly fucking opinion. It's like saying like I have the best like whatever opinion on this.
Yeah. But he also we'll take time to do these assignments that you have to write out, and that's obviously opinion based, but it does go based off of his lecture notes, which is his opinion.
Yeah.
And if you don't,
course.
so the most recent one that we did, we went off of his notes. We took examples from the movies that we were watching based off of his notes, the themes that he chose for the movies. And he didn't think that they were detailed enough. And I accidentally fucking wrote attached instead of attacked. And he gave us like half points.
Yeah.
And each of these points are like you need the points obviously to get a good grade.
Yeah.
And this is like out of 24 points, the quizzes are only 20. Like this is a majority of your points are from these fucking assignments.
Yep.
And he just,
Damn.
I hate this teacher.
So we're struggling to like we're gonna get an A in the class in the end.
This is the hardest we've had to work for an online class, and it's fucking cinema.
How many
Yeah.
credits is it?
Like
Three.
2 or 3, like like the most general one. Like I'm taking a biology and oceanography course that are way easier
Right.
than that in terms of being able to find the answers and like go through textbook. But when it's based on like his own opinions and like
I hate this
a
teacher.
lot of them are
dude.
not even like things that you would just be able to figure out. They're just they're based on like his niche little idea of something.
That's so
about
dumb.
lighting, about oh my god, they are so annoying. And we've watched the film. I've watched films and done poorly on something.
Yeah.
Like that felt so shitty.
To like sit down
don't
and watch
know.
a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
And then for him to just be like, yeah, no, you're not good enough for that.
He
Sorry.
gave me a literal 0 on a 24-point assignment because
Yeah.
I did like it was about themes of a certain movie, and I did themes that are involved with that movie, but they weren't His theme.
Yeah,
So
that
fucking dumb.
I got this. I got a 7 on that same assignment.
What was the movie you guys had to watch, or was it a bunch of movies?
We've
was
we've
2
seen
or
so many
3 from a
movies.
specific
Yeah, it's
director.
yeah.
Wow.
It was the first one. It was
Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset
I think.
Boulevard, and the comedy, the Some Like It Hot.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Great movies. Like, we're watching good movies. I
That's
have
good.
not had a problem with the movies we've been watching, but when you watch a film, take the quiz on it, and get like a poor grade, there's no angry.
We've already
feeling like
decided
that.
we're gonna just like fucking annihilate this
when
guy
I get out
through
of
email.
yeah.
Well, you should go do fucking, was it Rate My Teacher?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just fucking rip him.
I'm gonna Yelp review his house. Like, I don't care. I don't even care, man.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Dude, he just really messed with the wrong one there.
Yeah, there's like certain classes or certain like things in a lot of like colleges and high school where I feel like it's cool that you're going to be learning certain things, but to get to accurately give somebody a grade, it's going to be really tough. Like for something like that, like it's he's basing whatever he's grading on his own personal opinion.
Yeah.
He's just taking himself way too seriously. Like, you can look at the grades for the class. Like, when you look at your own grade on an assignment, you can see the mean, like, average grade of what people are getting.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were like similar, like almost F tier grades on
Goddamn.
certain things.
But then the next time that you have this assignment, he's just like, yeah, 24. Doesn't leave any comment or anything.
Yeah.
But it's just whenever he's in a fucking pissy mood
Yeah.
and he has some stick up his ass, he's just like 0, 7, 1, 2, like whatever the fuck he wants.
Fucking hate my
just
life.
because he has
Hate
that
everyone.
power over us and we can't do shit about it. You literally can't do
I
shit.
hate how he looks too. I know like what he looks like from his little picture.
Oh, yeah, his
and
avatar.
bio.
Oh,
He
my
just
God.
looks so dopey. I'm just like, oh, I hate that so much.
God, fucking hate that teacher.
Sorry for that little rant, everybody. But yeah,
College is whack, guys.
Yeah, fuck school. You have to do it though sometimes.
yeah. So what have your jobs been like right after like
I never
high school
graduated.
GED time or whatever you ended up doing?
So as far as like jobs I've had so far in my
Wait, you never graduated high school?
I graduated high school,
Oh, I thought you just said I never graduated.
college.
Oh.
I just like didn't finish.
Did you do like you attempted a like community college or were you just talking
Yeah.
like online?
No, I went to SMC.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I went for 3 years, but on my last year I took 2 classes.
Where'd you live when you were doing that?
This is when I was living in Park La Brea, over by the Grove.
Like your folks?
Oh yeah, no,
Well, it
I
was
do remember
me
that.
and Matt, and we had a roommate.
Oh.
Do you remember the roommate? Fucking
Yeah.
What was the name? Rob or something?
I
No, it
kind
wasn't.
of-
It was Rob, and then like there was that fuckboy dude that was like trying to be a rapper. He was like some like dude. That
Oh
was,
yeah, no, I do remember
yeah.
because
He was
had
like
a.
disabled or no, he wasn't disabled. He was a swimmer, and then he broke his ankle or something.
Well, it's funny because like
he
you
was just, like,
guys were
his
like
dad.
bunking it in a room, and then he had like the master bedroom.
Matt had the master.
No, like
No.
the renter.
Oh, you and Matt had to bunk it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
can't
were
even
bunking it.
imagine Matt doing that.
Yeah, it's pretty
that was
funny.
that was an interesting time for sure. That seems like so long ago. Well, it kind of was.
It is.
It was
it was like 2010.
Yeah,
Almost a decade now.
that's fucking. But yeah, so I was at SMC. I was working at Crate and Barrel actually. I worked there for like 2 years, and while the pay sucked ass for what I was doing, I was like probably, I think I was 17 or 18. I think I was 18 actually. No, so this actually probably was later then. If
Wait, you were working at Crate and Barrel?
yeah.
You were driving all the way to Crate and Barrel from Hollywood?
No. I'm talking when I was at Park La Brea. Crate and Barrel was at the Grove right across the street. So I would
Oh yeah.
yeah. And then I was going to school. So actually no, I went to SMC before Crate and Barrel. Now that I think of it. Anyways, back to
Why'd you stop going to school?
I didn't think I needed it because I was just going for music really, and then like the whole band thing happened.
Oh, that's right.
So I just
Also, one
stopped.
was in an epic band.
Epic band. So yeah, that was. I'm kind of iffy on the timeline, but
Yeah, I just remember Austin lived in like 700 places.
yeah, I've lived.
Oh, wow.
I've lived in Simi Valley,
Not Chats, Santa Clarita.
Santa Clarita. Yeah. I've lived in Hollywood like 5 times.
You lived in Santa Clarita 2 times actually, right? Because that's where Savvy and Mandy lived.
I lived in Simi Valley.
Oh, they were seeing me.
And I lived in Reseda with Craig.
Oh yeah.
And then I think that's it actually. Oh, then I lived in Burbank with the cat lady. Remember that?
Oh god.
Fucking crazy person.
It was always like interesting because every time I would go and hang out with like Matt and Austin, like they were always in a different place.
Yeah.
because Matt would either stay in San Diego or come out to LA and try and get a job out here. And then eventually, like, he started working at Planet Dailies at the Grove.
Yeah.
And it just, like, stuck. And
then Buka.
it's funny because Matt started out literally at the very bottom at Planet Dailies.
Like line cook? Like
No, like, he, like, prepped pizzas.
Yeah.
And that was, like,
wow.
that was the very bottom at, like...
He worked his way up, though.
Yeah. And now he's, like,
He's like the head.
top.
Yeah, he's apparently...
This is Austin's brother, Matt Anderson, that we're
Matthew
speaking
Anderson.
about.
Can you grab me a drink?
Yeah, so Matt, he started as a line cook, and now he's like the president of, or he's not the president. He's the
He's
president
the president of Planet
United
Hollywood.
States. No, he's apparently his new job title. They haven't figured it out yet, but he's like the president of all these cloud kitchens or something.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
He's told us about that. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
So that's pretty cool. But yeah, going back to jobs, I worked at Crate and Barrel for like 2.5, 3 years or something.
Jesus.
And then I actually,
2 or 3 years at in a retail like environment. Oh fuck.
but like I was like going to school, and like I only towards the last year, I was working like 10 hours a week. So it was like
Okay, so
nothing.
not very much.
No.
but still working retail of any kind. I've worked retail. I worked Guitar Center.
Fucking terrible.
No, just never again. I will never do it again. Yeah, give me a sugar-free one. I don't even remember. So we're gonna be chilling back, laxing, taking these Jello shots that we have from Ian's birthday. This one's one. These are the sugar-free. What's the
The
non-sugar?
green ones are the only
Okay, those
sugar.
ones with sugar.
Oh, dope.
Take another one of those bad boys.
I have a funny story after we do a Jello shot really quick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but then so it was Crate and Barrel. Then I actually fucking worked at U-Haul for a minute. That was
You worked at just like as,
Wait, what,
as a-
U-Haul?
as a
yeah, in
clerk?
Santa Clarita. Yeah,
What the fuck?
dude.
Learn new shit on
I
this
actually
podcast.
fucking really like that job, but obviously I didn't make too much money because it was fucking U-Haul. I like stuff that did manual labor. I fucking love doing manual labor and shit. But it's obviously
What?
manual labor is
Just because it goes by quickly?
it goes by quickly, and then you kind of feel like you're like you're working your body and shit. But obviously you're not gonna make very much money doing manual labor.
Damn, I'm not like that at all. Like, I resent manual labor like so much nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
I would do my best to get out of doing anything. I'd rather
I do-
just sit at my stupid desk.
So my job actually now has both sides. I do like
Yeah.
the office work, but any day I could be like working in a warehouse, like pushing cars that don't drive. Or like what we just did recently, like we have a little fucking pallet, like not a pallet, like a container, a shipping container full of fucking tires and rims
Yeah.
Goddamn.
that are like, I mean, those aren't light. They're not light, but they're not easy to maneuver either. They're fucking like huge.
Right.
So like literally filled to the brim. And like if we're trying to find like one set of tires, like 4 tires, we would have to unload the whole fucking thing, look through every single tire, and then put them all back because it's at the clinic now.
Oh,
Wow, so
goddamn.
you have like several different jobs in one. You have like office clerical work.
Yeah.
You're a driver in like some facets, and then you're also doing like manual labor shit.
Yeah.
Probably keeps it
And-
interesting though.
Yeah, I mean that's literally the good thing. So yesterday I was able to be home at like 5:30.
Right.
I only worked like I was only at the office for maybe like 5 hours, and then I was able to go home. But some days I'm just sitting at the computer like doing shit, and those are the most boring
But
days.
would you
Obviously,
prefer the more money to having more hours, or do you like that opportunity?
no, I make money still. Like it's not that I'm losing out. I still have a full 8 hours, even if I only work 4 hours.
because the job is done.
Yeah, because
Are
if
you
my
salaried then?
no, but I read on my time card. Like my dad's like, you just go home, like get paid
So
a
you're
full
technically
day.
salaried then.
Yeah, no matter what.
It's the equivalent of.
But I'll get like basically every day I have 8 hours that I'm working, even if I go home early. But if I work over 8 hours, then I'm making like overtime, stuff like that.
That's cool. Yeah.
So it is nice, but it's like just so frustrating sometimes because I work for my dad. That's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Daddy.
So when I do know I deserve a raise and I need a raise, it's like very hard to go up to my dad and be like, "Hey dad, I know that you're my dad, but can we be like boss and employee for a second?"
Fuck
It's
you,
a
son.
very weird thing to like have to navigate.
It's difficult in any like case, but yeah, it's unique when you have it like.
That's my son.
And it's not like you have like the daddy's boy kind of job.
Yeah.
Like you
No.
are doing as much.
I'm literally
work,
I
or if
started
not
at the
more-
bottom.
Right, if not more work
Yeah.
than like people around you.
Yeah.
and he still treats you.
It's
like,
it is literally a lot of people, because that's what Matt used to make fun of me for. He's like, you work for your dad. It's not really a job. I can understand thinking that. It's not like he's my dad and I'm just getting money to do literally nothing. I'm working my ass off for like a boss that I have to like prove. It's like, it's very hard to explain, but it's just like, it's not like it's not like things are just handed to me. When I started like working more and more, then like, he'll realize that like I deserve more opportunities to do more work in the clinic. But I started out at literally the very bottom, like just filing away papers for hours on end and like wanting to fucking blow my brains out every day.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Your dad's not the type to just give you.
No, he's never been like that.
Yeah.
And
My day.
but the story I wanted to tell about Crate and Barrel is because I actually applied at the one that Austin was working at.
I remember that.
And because Austin was like, I remember Austin was losing weight like crazy too.
Yeah, because
and
I was fucking, like running around and lifting boxes. And
I was like, that sounds epic. And like, it's something I could do. But I wasn't working for my dad at the time, so I had like 0 job experience. So when I applied, like everything was going fine, like the interview was going good, and I had Austin recommending me, which was like also really good, obviously. And it came down to like the last question he asked me was like, so Ian, like it says you don't really like you've worked for this company, because I wrote down like bullshit things. He's like, why do you want to work here? And I was like, because I need a job.
Wait, you bullshit resumed?
Well, no, I did things like I worked for a pageant, like I work at a pageant company to like move, but I didn't say it was my mom's. I said it was like my mom's friend or whatever. And then like I also said like I've worked for my dad, which I haven't really in like a filing situation, but I really didn't work there either. And the guy, like it came down to like the last thing he asked me was like, so why do you want to work here? It's like, but who the fuck is passionate about working at fucking Crate and Barrel?
Though. That's the thing.
I was being honest. I was like, dude, I always thought I was being cool, but I was like, I just need a job. Like, I really like.
No.
Yeah. 50-50 chance
and I just
that answer.
I never heard from it again.
Yeah.
And he probably told Austin, he's like, yeah, your friend's fucking retarded, dude.
No, he hasn't talked to me. Yeah, well, that was also when I was in the fucking Topanga one. And those people, because I really like the people at the Grove. They were all super chill, but the Topanga ones, they're fucking idiots. And like, there was just no traffic there.
Which is weird. That's what I was gonna say. Why would they be so serious when at the time this was before the village, obviously?
Yeah.
And like it's just like a barren, like it's literally Crate and Barrel and then like construction site. That's it. Like nobody would give a shit. And it was like that for years.
Right.
And at that time, that's when I was trying to work there. And like I would have been a hard worker. He could have paid me like the bottom minimum wage. And like, no, I'm fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Basically.
So I went. Yeah, Crate and Barrel was interesting. I actually learned a lot of shit from working there, just like fucking about stemware and bullshit like that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it was good. It was good body experience. But I also like when I moved to fucking Topanga, it was no bueno. But then from there, I actually started working at Disney.
Right.
That was like the Disney interactive stuff, which was cool because I was testing video games, but also wanted to blow my brains out because it was fun for the first like 3 months.
I could see that ruining video games.
Yeah,
the QA test.
It definitely, it was QA testing.
Ugh.
It was fun for 3 months, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna be playing this level again, and again.
Yeah.
And again.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I could see that. Just like, and then you get home, you don't even want to play video games.
No, I didn't play video games at that time.
You're playing different shit. Like, at least in that QA environment, you were playing like things you wouldn't typically, right? It was like phone games and like Disney.
So yeah, I actually started with Disney Infinity, which was really fun because the way they set up the QA cycle was that they have it in alpha for fucking ever,
right?
And then basically within 3 months of release, it's in beta, then gold, and then it's fucking gone. So they crunch in beta. Like we were doing like 60-hour weeks, 70-hour weeks sometimes. Sometimes like we would like there'd be 24-hour coverage of just testing this game. So we would do 12-hour days, and then they would just switch off right away. And like my boss, he would like fucking sleep in the office because like that's what they
That's
have.
just what happens with certain jobs though.
Well,
like you kind of know what you're signing on for jobs like that.
Well, I didn't
Super
expect
demanding.
that. It was an experience for sure. But like, and that's another thing too, is that the game industry is not regulated. There's no union. And that's why that whole shit with Red Dead Redemption came out, because like they were fucking working their workers to like the fucking bone. They were like, people were like,
What do you mean
Red Dead Redemption, before, like, there was reports where like people were working like 18 to 20 hour days, like for the last like 6 months.
Yeah,
It was like really bad.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, the game is fucking amazing, but
They were getting good money. It wasn't about the money.
It was
like,
just
the money was there, but the conditions were
Yeah.
Just having
they were,
like, if you didn't work those hours, like the game wouldn't come out. So you like had
they
to
would
be
let
there.
you go too. Like
Wow.
with Disney, it was like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of illegal too. Like they can't demand you to work overtime, but if you didn't work the overtime, they would let you go.
Damn.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. So I worked there for like a year and a half. And then recently, like 2 years ago, I started doing like internet marketing and shit, which I actually fell into that. I started doing, it was like clickbaity content writing. And that kind of like started freelance. And then that actually turned into doing more e-commerce stuff. And starting that job, I didn't know anything at all about that space. And what was cool is that my boss at the time, really good guy, but just not a very good boss.
lots of those out
Yeah,
there. Lots of
and
those.
for the most part, like it was good up until the last like 6 months, where we were like really kind of like hurting, we were bleeding money. But like when we were making money, like I remember I told you guys like last December for the company I made $1.3 million.
I would just remember
they
when
had that on a spreadsheet somewhere. Like
No, I would take care of my P&Ls.
I would just remember when Austin, like, you would come over and you'd be like, yeah, I just straight up lost $40,000, and you're like panicking and stressing out about it because we're just like sitting here like drinking, having fun, and you're like on your phone and you're just like, yeah, no, this isn't fun for me, guys. I'm like losing money for
Well, it's
the.
interesting because like when Ian and I drive home, we're done. Like we don't need to worry about our jobs usually. And Ian has little isolated things that he needs to like drop off, whatever. That's fine. But you like had to worry about your job like pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And there was no real hour limit on there.
Well, so the thing with the digital marketing e-com type stuff that I was doing, because I was working from home, like I didn't have to go to an office, which was great.
That's
Right.
epic.
Ideal.
I hate driving to work every.
Same.
I hate it so much.
2 hours of commute a day, not fun.
To be honest, I don't know if I can go back to a desk job. Like after doing that for 2 years, knowing that that's an option,
Sure.
I don't know if I can do it.
The thing is, I could do my job from home if I wanted
That's
to.
the
and
problem,
I would love
too.
to do that. I hope that someday I can.
You know what just what just happened at my office?
What?
One of the girls that, not one of the ones that I hired, but one of like the girls that just recently were hired like through my dad, she quit, and my dad was like, oh, do you have any friends that need a job? And I was thinking like, oh, Austin needs a job. But then I remembered what happened when you like you had your mom like text my dad.
Oh,
And my dad was
fucking
just-
hates me for that for some reason.
My dad just doesn't understand, because dude, this was
not
like
like a
a few
stand-up
years
guy
ago.
move,
It's
yeah.
not like,
That was like 8 years ago.
okay, how if it's past being 18, it's not okay. It doesn't matter when like the fact that your mom, it wasn't 8 years ago, was it?
It was a
Because
long
I remember
time
working
ago.
there. It was
I
probably
just pulled
5.
Pulled that on my ass, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was
No,
like
yeah, that was yeah.
it's so. I was just thinking about. I was like, oh yeah, Austin's always like, oh wait, I'm not gonna say that. That's not gonna happen. My dad, he doesn't hate you. He's just like, who? His mom? Because I was in the car with him when it happened. He's like, his mom just texted me like, because I told him, he's like, oh yeah, have him come in. I'll give him an interview. And then your mom like texted him out of nowhere and was like, hey, Austin needs a job, and he's like, who the fuck has their mom text?
Yeah.
So you had it before, and then it was.
You would have had the job if you just went in or like called him or something, but like
Yeah, I mean, it is
you
what
just
it is.
learn from
Life works
stuff
well
like.
like that. You didn't
Yeah.
need that job, and you.
Obviously, I wouldn't have thought like that, but my dad's also like, my dad's not really like a family guy, so he doesn't know any of the people that I know. Like he's not like my mom, you know.
No,
and I
right,
think
not at all.
your mom was trying to reach out to him like as if it was my mom,
Yeah, I get
which
that.
was a mistake because my
Yeah.
dad does not like if
Not
you
care like that.
I didn't really know your dad at that point either. Like,
Yeah,
I think
no.
I met him once.
you barely know him now. Like
That's
all
true.
of my friends barely know. Trevor's met him like 2 times. I know Trevor since 3rd grade.
Yeah.
I think every time I meet your dad, he doesn't remember who I am because I have different hair.
Yeah.
And
He always remembers Matt though, because when
That is
there
true.
was one time Matt, when I was working at the warehouse, like a long night, Matt showed up with pizzas for everybody. And like this was when he first started at Planet Dailies as the pizza guy. So he brought pizzas for everybody, and then like he was helping us move cars like for free. And my dad was like, "This guy's really cool." And then he was driving the smart car at the time too. And my dad has like the Crown Victoria like super long wagon, and they were racing like straight up. They got up next to each other, and my dad started like revving the engine. And like I think I was in Matt's car because he was giving me a ride home, and they peeled out and started turning to get on the freeway, and a cop pulls up behind them, and then just like once they slow down, the cop just like leaves, but then they like peel out again. It was like crazy.
Damn.
I remember Matt coming. It was so random that he came too. I was just like, yeah, it's my friend Matt, and everybody was like, oh, pizza.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt has had an interesting trajectory for sure.
Matt is a weird ass dude. That is for damn certain.
He's in a stable kind of place now, so
Oh,
at least
for sure.
that's as stable as he can be, and that's
He just needs
But-
to fucking stop flexing.
He's like
so
that.
hard.
He's like the.
he needs to
Aus-
flex on saving.
Need to flex on your finances.
He's like the Austin type of thing though, where he's like every few months, he's always like, "Yeah, dude, I think I'm gonna be moving to Florida," and Austin's like, "Dude, I think I'm going to fucking
I'm going to
Japan." Like that same type of thing, and I'm just like, I never believe it because I'm just like, Matt has said like 20 times that he's gonna go to Florida.
Right.
And now, like, of course, then when the time comes and goes that he's supposed to be gone, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, no, like different thing came available. I don't have to move. I was like,
By the way, guys, I think I'm going to Japan.
it's happening this year.
It's really hard to leave California, and maybe it's just hard to leave like the state that you've been in forever.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously people go away for college. I went away for college. I lived in Boston for 4 or 5 years, and but what like where your friends are and where the majority of the people you know and family and everything else are, I feel like you just naturally like no matter we live in like the most expensive state, well at least one of the most expensive states, and it's definitely a really easy lure or pull to just like stay here just because of like obviously the weather. Like I don't want to fucking go to where my parents live now in North Carolina or anywhere that like snows regularly. I went through snow and rain and walking and slogging and doing all of that shit, and I will never want to do that again. I will if it's necessary. I'll move for a job. I'll move for finances if it comes up. Obviously, I could move to a different state and get in a house get into a nice house for a few $100,000. Whereas here, we're looking at 800 to like $1 million to like,
like
get
a-
any
200,
kind of good
yeah.
house.
Think about like Austin. So he doesn't have a job. Well, even when you like did have a job that you could be anywhere,
Yeah.
and you were still living in California.
Well, I had like a special situation too with where I was living.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that you don't, why? What stops you from going anywhere?
Friends, family.
Your
really.
family, like your parents, live
friends,
in San
family, and
Diego.
relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ultimately.
I mean, like legitimately, when I lost my job, I was thinking is like, I'm gonna fucking move to Colorado. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, you could go anywhere because
Yeah.
like realistically, like okay, I mean, Lily still lives with her parents.
Yeah.
So if you did go somewhere, eventually she could come over there with you.
Yeah. So
It's not like she's tied down anywhere.
it's definitely actually something I'm still considering because I mean, right now I'm just kind of staying put for the time being, figuring out what my cards are and what I want to do. I don't know if I want to stay in LA, to be honest. Like I do like LA, but it's fucking expensive. Like I looked like a 1-bedroom studio, which is like 400 square feet is like 1,300.
Yep.
Down the street from
I
here.
looked at a 1-bedroom too. And
It's fucking disgusting.
1,500. Anything out here, like out by us, like in this complex or near, would be $1,500.
And the thing is, like, this is the affordable area.
Yeah, exactly.
Relatively, yeah. I mean,
I mean, yeah, you could go more north and
I'm
it'll
not
be
moving
cheaper,
deep
but
Van Nuys or anything like that. No,
Nah.
will not.
The
You
more
could go where
middle
I
valley,
used to
the
live.
terrible it is.
and get a 2-bedroom for like $1,200 and
then-
literally like live. Well, never mind.
Topanga?
Yeah, Topanga and Roscoe, dude.
That was $1,200.
$1,200.
That's a fucking
But that
trap
was
house,
also
What?
4 years ago now.
Right, I'm sure inflation, whatever. Let's say,
Yeah,
but
no
for
parking
2
either.
bedrooms or
We had one parking.
like 2-bedroom, like your old place, like a living room, two
Two bedroom,
bedrooms and 2 baths, or
2
1
bedroom,
bath.
2 bath. Yeah.
What?
12. It was like 12:45 when we first moved.
Damn.
But no AC. And
window ACs, whatever. Yeah.
our neighbors were blaring like literally, I'm not even kidding, until like 3 a.m. every night. And
We need to build a wall.
there was nothing we could do about it because we would contact like our landlords. There was one night that it was so bad, the police came. Like, because these guys next door were
sound.
playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the police came because the guys next door, and they thought that Nicole's room, because her window was like connected to their,
thought it was
they were
hers.
like tapping on Nicole's window. And so she came out and she's like, what the hell's going on? And they're like, oh, that like literally the person was playing music so loud he couldn't hear the fucking door knock.
Like the police
Damn.
knocked on
Yes.
the window? On
The
her
police
window or
were-
her door?
The police were knocking on Nicole's window because her window was like closest to their apartment. So he thought that like Nicole was a part of like the loud noise apartment. It was crazy. And then another thing that happened at this fucking place was our neighbors from downstairs came up and they were like, is your apartment flooding? And we're like, what? No. And like, of course, this was at the time when we literally had like the 5 people living in
Yeah,
there.
there's
Like
so many people.
me, my ex, Nicole, Angel, Tanner, 5 people in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Jesus.
We were all in there, and like the lady comes up, and I think at the time my ex's brother was like there too. We literally had 6 people in there, like not living there, but he was visiting.
The same brother that like added you on like Fortnite or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever game it was.
Yeah, and I was just like, lol. And then what's it called? So yeah, no, so the lady came up like, is your bathroom flooding or whatever? I was like, what? No. And we go downstairs because like our apartment was like above like the reception lobby area of the apartment complex, and it was just pouring water from like underneath our apartment
Oh man.
at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And the
Goddamn.
fire department comes, and like we obviously can't sleep because the fucking floor might give out underneath us.
God damn.
Yeah, this place was a nightmare. That's why it was so cheap.
What happened?
Jesus.
What was the?
I don't remember.
was it
Like
water
we ended
main
up
break or something.
like leaving or something. Like it must have been just like a pipe underneath us burst and was like leaking through the ceiling
That place is a
underneath
piece of
us.
shit though. Like,
Oh god, it was
so
horrible.
terrible. And it was like in the fucking Trap City,
Yeah.
like on the border of like, because that was borderline Canoga, right?
That is Canoga.
Oh, it's Canoga.
So that was, if you guys want to look at where I used to live, Topanga and Roscoe, right on the corner.
Right
So
by the
how
Rite
far
Aid.
up is Roscoe? Like past the mall over there?
That's like in the middle, like in between the 2 freeways, like the 118 and
No,
the
it's past the
101.
mall though. Yeah.
It's past the
Yeah,
mall. So I
yeah.
used to live at a place called Oakwood, which was like across the street from the Toys R Us, across from the mall. You know, you're going up.
Oh, yeah,
Topanga,
yeah,
You
yeah.
see the mall on the
Oh,
right
yeah,
side.
yeah,
It's
and you
up
see Toys
farther
R
than
Us on
that.
the left.
You know, it's like a 1.5 miles, 2 miles from where you're thinking of.
Actually, I got rest in peace Toys R Us. You know that place is.
It's like where I used to live actually was right. So on one side, it was like shitty apartments and like horrible places to live, which is where I lived.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side of Topanga were like nice houses. And that's why like because that's where Brett used to live, our friend Brett from high school. He came over and like I went over to his place and he's like, yeah, when I heard that you were living on the other side of the border. So like literally the people that live on the other side of Topanga call that the border. Like, and that's where I used to live.
You know, speaking of odd houses and odd places to live, like in my last year in Boston, out of my 4 or 5 years, I lived in a house, like a 5,000 square foot house, a little outside of Boston, with over between 13 and 15 people. So it was just kind of like, regardless of what you think,
How many rooms were there?
there were about 7 or 8 rooms and 2 bathrooms.
Damn, so
like,
did you share a room with somebody?
I did not have to share a room with anyone. So I paid $650 to have my own room. It was on the 3rd floor, like attic level, so like convection would happen. It would be super hot up there.
Jesus
damn.
And
Christ.
like and no central AC, obviously, just window units. Our electric bills were like $700 a month or whatever, but you know, split between a lot of people is not really a problem. And we had business class internet and good stuff was around, but still, like sharing 2 bathrooms and like all the constant in and out and like a bunch of young people staying up till like 3 or 4 in the morning. Like everybody's smoking pot. Like if
I could see it. I could not live in an environment like that. I did it. I mean, I think that's even worse what I was doing, like 5 people for a 2-bedroom.
Sure.
And those like 2 months that it was like the full 5, I think
Yeah.
it was like 6 months that it was 4 in a 2-bedroom. Dude, like it was a nightmare. It's horrible. Because that's 2 people to a room, and then Tanner was on the couch.
Sure.
Like, that was probably some of the worst months of my life. I really do think.
Yeah.
And the fact that like my ex was a fucking psychopath as well, like did not help anything.
Mine was not so bad. It was not. Yeah. So okay. So I see we're having a Wi-Fi issue.
Just want to like pause it then, and
No.
then we can
No.
re-edit it later. And then
We can edit it later.
Because don't we want to? You can try to like make it live now. Just try to figure that out. We don't have to stop recording.
I'd rather just keep on keeping.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of people, and nobody's gonna be donating. After we upload the first one, and we just kind of like keep doing it, then there'll be more people. But there's not any people really in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't think it's worth.
We've been having like intermittent internet issues at
Wi-Fi
at this place, and it's been. And then look, now it's back. I see the Wi-Fi is fine. There's no yellow mark next to it anymore, so that's all
you,
well and
bro.
good. So maybe it's just gonna start up again. People are just gonna hear us randomly come up. What's up, guys? But I don't know what's up. We have like all of the good equipment as far as internet is concerned. Obviously, Wi-Fi is what it is. It's naturally going to have connection issues. You're always better off having a hardwired connection. Hot tip for y'all. So definitely, if you have the opportunity to use an Ethernet cord and you're streaming,
There you go.
doing anything else, there
Tips
you
with
go.
Trevor.
Free
TT.
tips.
TWT.
Tits for Trevor.
Tits for Trevor.
Tits
Get him some
with
tits
Trevor.
over here.
I used to have some big ones.
Yeah, dude,
Anyways,
that transformation photo you fucking posted.
wait,
on
post
Twitter.
it right now. Post it right now.
Post it.
It's right here. On
Oh
my
yeah,
face.
everybody that is listening
Boom.
to this on the podcast doesn't know what we're seeing.
Yeah.
That is crazy though.
Yeah, I guess we could go into that. So, last.
Wait, hold on. We were talking about X's first. You want to do we can do the keto stuff later.
Sure. Yeah.
Tits for Trevor.
So okay, yeah, we already spoke a little bit about your ex. I mean, if you want to begin that whole tirade, we can.
Are we giving names or no? Because it's probably not a good idea.
I'm not gonna say her name, but okay. So I met this person. She we dated for like a month, and like obviously the first month is great, and then she moved away.
Oh yeah, the stream is back up.
What's up, guys?
Let's talk about exes.
Let's talk about
She
Wi-Fi
moved.
issues.
She moved away, and then while she was gone, she cheated on me, and then
I didn't know that.
yeah,
Fuck.
and then it was on Christmas too. Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas.
But then the day after, she's like, "I'm so sorry, I made a huge mistake." Blah blah. And I was like, "Okay, well, then huge mistakes on my part." We move in together. The whole time that we're living together, she's like trying to cheat on me, which is a nightmare. But when you're in that situation, I was so young too, and it doesn't feel like, obviously this is like 3 years ago now.
Wasn't that your first bangs too?
No,
Oh.
it was shut up. It was very early on, but just not worth. Like, obviously, yeah, it was my first girlfriend, my first serious girlfriend.
Serious
So
bangs.
like that's why it was like it felt important to me, but it wasn't. She's a crazy person. I'm not gonna say her name.
Say my name.
Wait, what kind is it?
Yeah.
For all that are just listening, I'm giving Austin some of those good drugs.
Marijuana cigarettes.
It's I believe a indica.
Dope. I don't want it though, actually. It's indica. Because I'm just gonna be like,
You're gonna conk out and not be able to move.
I need to get my cherry pie from over in my backpack.
Well, gosh darn it.
Anyways, long story short, we move in together. She tries to cheat on me a bunch of times. She ends up like, I come home from work and she's just gone, and like all of her shit is still there, but just gone. And I call her and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not coming back." I was like, at that point, I just kind of knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And you just kind of come to terms with it. It's obviously like devastating feeling because it's like a different thing.
Yeah.
But after maybe like 3 days, like a week, I was like, okay, this is obviously better for me. The only thing I was always worried about, because she was crazy enough, I thought she was going to break in and like steal shit from me or like take noodle.
Well,
That was the one
she
thing.
was like, and when you say crazy, she wasn't like just like I'm a crazy person. She was like actually
Legit crazy. She said she was gonna kill me at one
Well,
point.
she had like legitimate mental issues.
Yeah, she's been committed like 2 times.
Yeah.
So the one positive aspect that you got out of that
Noodle.
relationship was noodle, and learning that like the negative sides of a relationship, regardless,
Yeah, learning what
are learning. Yeah.
I learned like because a lot of it I was just like this is just what people have to deal with, right?
That's what everybody thinks. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I just thought like this is just what people
This
have
is
to.
why men say women are crazy. You know.
Literally though, she like I remember I was
women get
when
institutionalized,
Halo
right?
came out or something. I was playing Halo 5 like late at night, maybe
Yeah.
until like 3:00 in the morning, and she would have to work pretty early, so she would wake up at like 5, and like came out and saw that I was like still playing video games, took the controller out of my hand and threw it across the room against the wall and broke the controller.
Fuck, really?
She is fucking mentally
She
insane.
broke his mirror closet in the old place.
Yeah.
Like
Slamming
kicked
it.
That shit.
This is like right like maybe a week before we broke up. She like no, it wasn't. She didn't kick it. She like slammed it because I didn't want to go with her,
That's-
and it broke the mirror.
That's like legit abuse, though, dude. You know that, right? Like,
Did I?
that's-
Am I a
She
survivor?
had verbal, mental, and like certain levels of physical abuse.
We're here for you.
But the thing is, I'm a nice guy. I think like
Yeah.
and I would just like kind of deal with it. I would never do any like I would never like talk to other girls. I would catch her like talking to guys like saying straight up like I could see us being together, shit like that.
Holy
and I'm
shit.
like,
So
yeah,
it's really shitty. But to be honest, you probably should have seen that.
I know, but I'm just stupid. Like it's
But you
like
know now, though.
First,
Yeah, obviously.
First major relationships are definitely like
Yeah.
blinders, like
Yeah,
eyes
literally.
closed, like you're not.
forever.
It's like the "this is fine" meme with like the fire surrounding you. It
That's
really
exactly
is.
it. Yeah.
That's what I would just tell. I wish I got out of there like so long ago, but it kept dragging on and just getting worse and worse. If you're ever in a situation like that, you have to like cut it off, and you just can't keep putting up with the bullshit hoping it's gonna get better because it's not.
Yeah,
It's most of the time it's not.
100%.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks too is that, I mean, being in a bad relationship sucks, but dating sucks too.
Yeah.
like-
So you don't want to go back out into the
Yeah.
like dating zone. I hate that shit.
Well, nobody
too,
wants
dude.
to be alone either. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of the things that connects you to a relationship is just like, oh, I like consistent sex and I don't want to be like
Alone, yeah.
alone or feel like a loser, feel like I'm the single one.
And
The thing is, dude, towards the end of it, because okay, I'm not gonna actually say that. It wasn't happening a lot, like, and that's like being young too, like obviously.
Yeah.
But it just like not attracted to each other at the
Yeah.
end. It's just like we fucking hated each other.
Yeah.
And that's why when she left, she like so she came to pick up all of her shit because we lived together, and she took like a fuck ton of knives with her for whatever reason, and like.
that can't be good.
She left all the shit that like I got her for like Christmas and birthdays and stuff, but took all of the knives. Every fucking knife that we had, she fucking took it with her.
So that's kinda
And
funny.
then she called me as she was leaving because as she was like walking out the door, she's like, "I want to take Noodle." I'm like, "No," and
Remember
like,
that,
yeah, I was just like, "I'm not letting you take her." Like I raised Noodle. She understood that. When Noodle was a puppy and Noodle wanted to go out at like 3:00 in the morning, I trained her to go outside.
Wow.
So I was the one. She knew that I was taking care of Noodle, not her. So she knew that it wasn't her right to just take Noodle away. Like
But if she's
that wasn't.
crazy, that's not always assured that she's gonna think like
Yeah.
that. So you lucked out that she. That,
Well, she came around and realized like, yeah, obviously I understand like you did more for Noodle, whatever. But at the time, like when she left with all the knives and then called me and said, "I want Noodle. I don't care if I have to kill you to get her."
Jesus.
That's when like it peaked and it was just like, I can't. I called the police. I was like,
oh,
I'm-
you actually called good. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like,
I
you
called.
need to.
They went to her like place that she was living, and they were like, "Yeah, like this is serious. Like you had weapons in your car, the knives,
Yeah.
and you said that you were going to kill somebody. You could go to jail. That's a serious thing.
Talking butter knives though, or like steak knives?
Straight no, like real
Like butcher
fucking
knives and shit?
like big ass knives, like sharp ones.
Wow.
Fuck that.
And she had all those in her car when she said she was gonna fucking murder me, dude.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Don't deal with that, people. I swear. That is
not.
you can't. Obviously, that's when it got the worst. But you have to notice things like this in certain people. And I should just known from the beginning that like this is the type of person that she was. But it's hard to pick up on that stuff.
Especially when you're in it. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I mean, that was a pretty bad situation you were in, but I feel like a lot of people aren't able to like realize what situation they're in while they're, like you said, like while they're in it. And it takes like a lot of like, because you really kind of got to like take a step back and like kind of like, it sounds cheesy, but like be outside of yourself and like look at
Outside looking in.
Yeah, I mean, really though, it sounds cheesy, but like that's really what you got to do.
No, yeah. And when I took a minute, like especially after we broke up, and I was like looking back at like the past few months and like how we've been together, it's just like, why have I even been doing this?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Everybody makes the mistakes, though. I was
Yeah.
going to say, like, you need to make them, and you need to make them on your own. Like, your parents, your older friends, your friends in general can tell you, like, all this shit, try to advise you against it, but you're never going to listen. I'm not going to listen. No one's going to listen. Like, you just have to make those errors yourself. You're going to, regardless of what you hear. And, you know, hopefully it doesn't end up, like, in some dire, critical scenario where someone's trying to kill you.
Or you have a kid or something.
I don't think she ever would have actually killed me, but I wouldn't put it past her to like break into the apartment and like do some crazy
Or
shit.
ask someone to, like, have
Yeah,
some fucking
I wouldn't put it
friend
past her to do
it.
any of that, because she, like, again, she was not like a stable person. And it sucks because like it feels like when we first dated, she was like so normal. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if like maybe I'm the one that made her crazy. I don't fucking know.
Or like you were just blind because of the bangs.
Maybe.
It happens, dude. I'm telling you, like, I'm not gonna like say like my first relationship wasn't good for when
Oh, I remember. What was her? Was that your first Sarah or whatever her name is?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not, like,
Is it even-
we're not gonna say names, but
I don't even.
First names
Honestly,
are
I don't
first names.
remember
I
her
don't
name.
care. I'll say mine's first name. Doesn't really matter.
yeah, but yeah. I mean, what, I was like 16, 17 or something. We were together for like 3 years, and I was just like, life was good. Like we were having a lot of sex.
Is this the one that your mom caught you guys in the car?
We're doing push-ups.
Okay, so this is a different one that I'm thinking about then.
No, you're thinking of the same person.
Oh, okay.
Caught us in the car and said we were doing push-ups.
Yeah, I heard about like your it
no
was
way.
your mom and your brother pulled up right next to the car that you guys are in.
We weren't having sex though. We were just like making out.
But you're on top of each other.
Yeah.
Like that's still embarrassing.
That was funny.
And you said that you're doing push-ups like
Oh my.
on top of each other.
Looking back on it, like the thing is with every one of my past relationships, like I can look back and be like, I learned a lot from that relationship, and not everything was bad. Like there are obviously good things about each relationship, but luckily, both of us had like the kind of what was the word? We were able to look at the situation and be like, this isn't working. We need to not do this anymore. Except for 2 times. One time I got broken up with, and I was like a little bitch, and like,
Yeah.
but
When was that?
I know that.
it was the one that was. It was the person I was living with in Santa Clarita. It was his sister, remember? And then I was dating her.
Oh yeah,
And then she went to Colorado.
yeah.
And like we should have like broke it off there. Like that was like should have been it.
But yeah, trying to like hold. I mean, yeah, we all do it.
Yeah.
No one looks objectively at those things. It's so hard when you're
for sure.
in the moment. To
And
like,
when you're on the
think like
outside too, and you're just like, dude, just get over it.
Yeah.
It's very hard to just
it is,
get
for
over
sure.
it when you're so attached to
Dude,
somebody.
It took me so fucking long.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to lose that weight initially, like right after. I remember right when it like that shit happened. Like I think I went to Ian's old place. And we like took a walk or something, and he just like, just do it, just like go like lose the weight, and we tried to like do an initial like.
I
glucose
always
thing.
do
I
that
remember
though.
that,
Yeah.
And it's just, it is, and it's the way that I knew that's what I wanted. I knew that like that's what I had been neglecting like during the whole relationship was like myself and
Yeah.
like every aspect of my physical health. So it takes a lot to want to stop those things. First off, obviously it's so simple to eat fast food or like food that tastes good all the fucking time.
Yep, they make
and
it
I was
easy.
and I was doing it to a crazy extent, like really bad. Like
Yeah.
never cooking for myself, forgot basically how to cook for myself, just like all like every meal was out, 2 to 3 meals a day of eating In-N-Out, McDonald's, Taco Bell, whatever was
Yeah, so
cheap enough.
basically like what I was doing in high school or right after high school, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
not good. When you're eating at McDonald's or In-N-Out or Taco Bell every single day, you like feel it too. You just feel like a ball of
Fucking
shit every
slob,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what you're doing is wrong. You tell yourself like every other day or whatever that you're going to change that mentality, and you say like tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow
Oh,
never
yeah.
comes, or it does come, and you're just like, I want another day. Oh, and then you just like let that go, and
It's so hard, man.
terrible
Yesterday's
phase.
tomorrow is today.
I've never really gotten it down. And I've kind of just come to terms like, obviously I do want to lose weight, but I know the way I need to lose weight is working out.
Yeah.
I can't limit myself to like what Trevor does. I could never do. Like the amount that you eat in a day,
You go fucking
I
hard, dude.
can't do that.
If I was gonna be real though, I would say that like it's really difficult when you. It sounds like primal or whatever, but when you don't have the literal need, when you are like with a girl and you're having sex and shit regularly, like that shit doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Like you've reached your human as like a human evolution thing goal.
Yeah.
I just want it
get
more
that.
so like I'm at the point now where like obviously Kylie and I live together. It's like a serious thing, and she thinks that I look good now. I
Right.
think I look like a
And she
shit
means, and
now.
she means it. And she means
Yeah,
that.
she actually does like how I
Yeah,
look, which
absolutely.
is very surprising to me. I do not understand that because when we first started dating, I've gained weight since we first started dating, but I know now, like obviously she doesn't care. It needs to be on me to do it, and I want to do it for my mental health and just my physical
And literal health. Yeah.
Because you don't see fat old people.
No.
That's something my dad always says, and it's
That's a
very
good
true.
point, yeah.
Because they
Damn.
fucking die. You die if you're fat. You get diabetes or you get heart problems.
More cancer, whatever. Yeah.
Any type of you're more prone to that type of shit when you're fat.
That's
You're
real.
not gonna be old. Like my mom is bigger, and my dad has always been on her about like losing weight, and she does. She's been big since like I've been born, basically.
Right. And I've seen the pictures
So-
of her when she was young. It's like,
She used to be
crazy.
beautiful,
Yeah,
like so
absolutely.
skinny,
Absolutely.
and like it sucks that like my dad might outlive my mom just because of like weight, and
Right.
that's horrible. Because I mean, obviously I love my mom, but like
And there's a difference between being like thick with two C's and then
like overweight,
and
yeah.
overweight. Yeah. And it's funny too because like I remember I was like looking at photos and videos of when me and Lily started dating, which was like almost 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Time is just
Fucking time's crazy.
time compression, kids.
Time is irrelevant. It's a construct.
I hate you so much.
No, but I was looking at photos. I used to be like I was pushing 215.
Ooh.
Yeah, and now I'm like 190. But I used to be like the peak keto. I was 180.
Right.
Damn.
I need to eat. I definitely have not been eating as healthy as I should, but I haven't been eating bad. Like I don't go to In-N-Out anymore. I don't go to McDonald's or anything, and I cook mostly for like. Most
I
of
cook
my
every
meals.
meal basically.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where I eat fine. Like I'm eating a little bit more than I should be,
Yeah.
but I have to eat healthier or else I feel it in my body.
No, for sure.
Like if I eat fried foods, I'm like so like I have heartburn so bad like for the rest of the night. So like I literally have to eat better or else, and I can feel like because I have high blood pressure.
Yeah.
I can feel like if I'm eating salt like more than I should
Yeah.
or like salty like meats, like that's why I don't eat like steak or anything.
Palpitations, boy.
I get palpitations.
Dude,
I
it's been getting bad
feel
for me, too.
unhealthy. Like I literally feel like strained in my own skin. Like I shouldn't be. It's so weird. Like I literally can't have salt or like it sucks getting older, man. It like really does.
It's weird too, like just going back to like food and stuff. Like as far as like my diet recently, like I haven't been eating the healthiest, but for sure, like when I'm doing like something sedentary all day, like if I don't go on a hike or something, like I feel like shit. Like I don't know. I actually start getting like not heart palpitations, but like I get chest pains and shit.
Sure.
And I just feel like a fucking slug. But it's weird. I feel like tired when I'm not active.
It's funny because when we were younger, like I just remember after high school, just literally playing video games all day, every day, at least like for a year straight.
Yeah.
Because I didn't go to college after high school.
Yeah.
I didn't have bills or anything to pay. I got like my Coogan account money from when I was a kid. I just I literally lived off of like I think $2,000 for a year.
Yeah.
And like worked here and there for like Craig or my mom.
We were living at the
The
Yeah.
house, my old
house, yeah.
where I grew up. So
doxed.
living there, not having to pay any bills or anything, and not going to school or anything. every day I was playing
Dude.
video games, sitting there playing video games
That
every
time was
fucking day.
fucking wild when you were at the
Oh yeah,
Buzzard
and then
house.
like all the fucking parties and shit that we would have.
Well, I remember that was when like that was when I kind of like stopped being friends with you, but I didn't hang out with you guys because my mom was like,
Oh yeah, your mom would literally not let you hang out with us.
Damn.
It was that crazy. Like, cause
and then
Matt
Matt
would,
was like, fuck that.
yeah, well, Matt would probably tell your mom how fucking insane it
Yeah,
was.
he would.
And then like your mom would just be like, yeah, you're the fucking prodigy of the family. You're not going over there.
You are Nickelodeon. Austin.
Meanwhile, I'm just like corrupting Matt like every fucking night.
It was the other way around though.
I fucking. That's funny that you say that about video games or like taking that amount of time because I did that while going to a $50,000 a year like
Yeah.
prestigious music school. Like I was still like just sitting there playing Dota or fucking League of Legends.
I'm very happy I didn't do that, but I also didn't have the grades or the like any talent to do
I
that.
was
So
very very stupid. I it's a weird thing to think about, but I did not think that I was going to survive much longer. Like I
What?
literally thought.
Oh,
I
you just
literally
have the
had a
mindset
plan
like
that
I'm
I
not
was
even.
gonna die by like 27 or something,
Damn.
and that this money wouldn't fucking matter. It'd be someone else's problem. Like
I-
I was that numb in my
Yeah.
head about things that I didn't care.
Yeah, I get
just a
no.
weird
Yeah,
thing to
that's
look
just like a
back on.
mindset
crazy.
of like
Yeah.
depression and like obviously when you kind of like especially with that like when you fall off one time
Yeah.
like with school and like you're already paying so much you really don't see like an end game to it. You're just like the end game
End
is me
game.
dying like literally, and you obviously know like that's not gonna happen for years and years from now, but like if I just keep doing this and I just live like this crazy stupid lifestyle, then it's not gonna matter anyways.
Well, and think about like the Bleach Boys, right? That started out of a very legitimate joke, like a very legitimate like stupid suicide joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like I used to say that shit all the time, and there was a certain level of truth in my own head to what I was saying.
The thing is, I
And that's
knew
what made it funny to certain people.
I knew like when it was like real or not. I knew when you came over like shortly after like the breakup that
Yeah.
like Trevor was not in a good place, and I was like,
No.
that's why like
Yeah.
right after that, every time I would go somewhere, I was like, Trevor, I know you don't want to go to this place, but you're gonna come
But
with
do
me.
it, yeah.
Yeah, like you don't want to go anywhere, you don't want to do anything, but like you just need to get out and like start meeting
Yeah.
different people, having fun, and like make new memories.
Ultra
And
helpful, no doubt.
it's good that you like, because I remember like one of the first things we did was we went to my sister's Game of Thrones like watch party type
Yeah.
thing, and it was just like I just remember I felt so bad for Trevor just like being, because I could tell he didn't want to be there. He didn't
Yeah.
want to do anything. He just wanted to like be sad at home.
I didn't know. I remember we went to like one of the first things we did. I think was Alex's birthday. or
Oh yeah, like the
something
pool party thing.
Well, it was no. The Miranda's place or whatever. The just out there.
Oh okay.
It was with the Overwatch cake. Remember he was.
Oh,
they made
yeah,
an
yeah,
Overwatch
yeah,
cake
yeah.
For him. And Eric was there, and people were there, and it was just like. I didn't want to talk about it, but I really did.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't want to talk about it for other people because I don't want to be like the downer stuff. But
but
that's
you wanted
all
to
I
get it off
wanted to
your
do
chest,
was
yeah.
That's
like,
all you
fucking
can think
talk
about.
it. And I said it to like Eric and his girlfriend at the time, and like he was just like it was just one of those awkward cringe moments where he was just like
I don't know,
what to
man.
say and just like walked away. I was
Well,
like, damn.
probably in that party, probably not the best person to talk to about that.
Yeah, Eric is
Sure.
the last person you want to talk to about anything.
Serious, yeah. Serious
Anything with
subject
a
matter.
serious matter, or anything relating to like women in general too.
Yeah, he has
Let's
a
not
very
gonna talk
like
about that.
numb look, which is not not advised for most people.
I just remember what the one thing he said that you guys fucking like hate him for.
Pussy is pussy, bro. I will literally say that's why I don't like him. I don't care if he even ever. I know he's not gonna see it, but
Does
like
not matter. Yeah.
when I first was like seriously dating Kylie and she was coming here and visiting all the time, we were driving to Big Bear to my dad's place.
Yep.
And he was saying something stupid about like how I should get with Lily's sister or something so weird.
yeah.
Just all
I've never
over
even
the place,
seen.
dude.
Yeah,
You never
it was.
even met her.
Yeah, I never met her. I didn't even know what she looked like. I didn't know that he knew what she looked like.
yeah.
It was very weird. And he was like, "Yeah, you should get with her." And I was like, "Dude, I don't even know what I'm with Kylie. What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Yeah, but pussy is pussy, bro." And I was just like, "All right, well, that's the end of talking to this guy
It was
forever."
either the worst joke ever created,
Or he's serious. But the thing is, the thing that I don't like is I don't know if he's serious or not, because
Yeah.
that's the type of person he is.
right.
He could actually think that is a serious thing to say. he might have thought that maybe Kylie wasn't around me or something, but she was right there and she saw fucking Eric saying, "Pussy is pussy, bro."
Did you say it to him at Halloween?
No, but he said something like, "I know Ian doesn't like me because I said like this," because he knows he has to know.
He knows what he did.
Right after that, I stopped talking to him.
Yeah.
And it's not even that he said that, because I don't know if he's serious or not, but the fact that I think that he is the type of person that does have that mentality.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Good.
I don't
really bothered you. I remember like you,
because it brought me back to
it.
like the Diego thing, and I hated that.
And he's very duplicated of that person. Diego's someone we know who is very like
Dated my older sister.
like he was being filmed on Eric Andre, but not being filmed at all. He was just crazy all the time, always saying stupid shit to people.
Yeah.
Like doing the worst thing possible that he could think of doing.
Mm-hmm.
He just did it for attention, yeah.
Very weird. Very weird to like think back on.
I wonder what
things
he's doing
like
now.
that.
Eric?
No, yeah.
Diego.
I don't know. I think he actually, like, after
I think
Nicole
he has a
and him.
legitimate like long-term relationship or
Yeah,
some shit.
he started dating the person that he cheated on Nicole with.
Oh,
Gina?
yeah.
No, not Gina. The other person, Nikki, that he was cheating on Nicole with.
All these first names, Austin. Austin's like, wow, we're doxing all these people.
These
by
people
their
don't
first
matter,
names. They
though.
don't
Who
fucking
cares?
matter. Yeah.
They don't fucking matter, bro.
It's not like we're talking about like Joe Rogan cheating on some
True. This is true.
doxing famous people with the Bleach Boys.
We are an hour and a half in, boys. How much longer do you want to go?
Just a little longer. I mean, just kind of keep it going.
Just round it up.
We haven't really talked a lot about. Well, actually, let's see.
Yeah,
I do want to save other things for
for
different.
other, yeah, no,
because
we've went through a fair amount of the thing.
Yeah.
The last thing I kind of want to go on
I actually went through
and,
naturally too. which
and
is cool.
kind of end with a bang on this first podcast.
the fries
of ours
shit.
Dang.
Is
Yes.
I want to talk to everyone. That's
This is
viewing live.
this is how it's gonna end. Is just shitting on fries.
One of our old videos. We act like our VR video. I think is when we did it. Like, don't we just spend like a minute? Like, talking
You're right.
shit
That's
about
why we
fries?
went there, because we needed a splitter or something. Something so simple.
Yeah, it
and
wasn't
fries. Oh my god, we spent literally an hour at Fry's trying to find one thing, and everybody
nobody
is
knows- yeah.
retarded. They are all so stupid, dude.
So I forget if they have Fry's electronics stores in other states and other regions. I forget if they exist, but everybody knows of a computer electronics store that's similar.
Mm-hmm.
Best Buy can be like that sometimes, but they're better.
It's like a Best Buy, but on like a Costco level.
The
like,
warehouse level, yeah.
it's
Best
literally
Buy
just
Costco, that's the best way to
it's just like a huge open place where they have anything that you can imagine for electronics, but also at the same time fucking nothing. I don't understand how it's this big ass place, but they never have what you want.
yeah.
I think the only thing they actually excel in is like when you're trying to get like fucking motherboards or RAM. Or
Yeah,
like shit,
but
like
no, that's
actual
what Trevor
computers.
was bringing up. The reason why they have all that shit is because of commission, and that's why they're always pushing it.
Oh really?
Those guys that work next to
computer side and TVs and any big equipment.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
They are getting either commission or like sales percentages that are critical to their job.
because
So,
you
like,
can even
Guitar Center, we
see
had those too.
they have like their own station over there that they could
True.
check you out at.
And they want to
That's
sell the
true.
credit cards too.
Yeah.
That's another
Oh,
big one.
100%.
Just what Best Buy does too. Best Buy, they make certain commission off of selling credit cards.
Yeah.
So that's why they're always like, if you bring up credit card, they're like, oh, credit card.
Slang
blah, blah.
and that shit.
Yeah,
That's
they
all
like-
they care about.
Yeah. So fucking Fry's is just the worst at, and they're all about electronics, but at the same time, they're all about not helping people at all getting your electronics that you need.
Yeah, like hopefully next week or the next time we do this podcast, we're gonna be able to use an even better camera for the live stream and the podcast in general. Because I was trying when I went to Fry's yesterday right after work, like, you know, already after working 9 hours, like I'm not in the mood. I just wanted to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a small item, like easy to find, just like it should be easy to find. And like right after I got off work, I drive to Fry's and I go to where I know they're at, and the adapter section for one. So you see like where there'd normally be like HDMI to mini HDMI to RCA, whatever. Completely empty. Just like nothing, not one brand. Like all the stickers there, no products.
What the fuck?
And then the rest of the HDMI section was just normal HDMI cords, like not an HDMI to any other like type. So then I try to go find someone. There's nobody in that section. I go to another section, find a person. They're like, "That's not my section. I don't care." Like,
Like,
I'm
literally.
not going to help you.
They're like, you need to find somebody in that
They're like,
section.
good
you
luck,
need-"
essentially. Like, send
And
you
it,
on
I
your
swear,
way.
when they see that you're trying to like walk up to them, they walk
walk
away.
away.
They literally leave. And this, I don't know if this happens at many other places, but at this Fry's,
Fry's.
they literally will notice you walking up to them. And they're like,
They like shift you on. They're like, oh, like,
I gotta do my job.
it is the worst place I've ever shot.
And it's like probably discriminatory at a level too. They know like when you're a young person, like wearing normal clothing, me wearing this type of stuff, that they're like,
This
what
guy
are you
doesn't.
gonna- what are you
They're gonna
gonna
buy
buy?
some shit that
Like,
doesn't matter.
and then I'll surprise them and get like some $2,000 computer. But no, they don't think like that. They just like,
What
oh.
are you gonna buy?
So yeah, and of course I'm looking for something that costs like $6, $7. So they're right to some degree, but they're not supposed to have that mentality. And it's like during their training, they do the opposite of like Chick-fil-A. Do they do like literally the opposite? They're like anti-customer
It's just that
service.
it has to be the manager, like something to do with the higher level people.
It also might just be that they get paid super shit.
Yeah, well, they're hiring people that have like no experience in anything, I'm sure, so that they can pay them the lowest amount that they could possibly pay anybody. So they're getting these horrible low-level experienced people that don't know anything that they're talking about, that are getting paid nothing. If they got fired, they wouldn't give a shit.
It was even more flagrant, dude. Every employee I saw that wasn't like some old Mexican man was wearing either headphones or AirPods, dude. Like
AirPods.
full on.
Just wait, like,
while they're
while
walking
working?
around, like not staff, like not the back of the house people bringing shit out, like attendants, people that are trying to help you, like
Excuse me,
assist.
can I help you?
Yeah, like literally had to stop, like, and I had to stop somebody, and he had to pull the thing out, and he like looked all upset at me. I'm like, can you direct me to where like the cord that I want is?
That's
And there was
crazy.
fucking no help.
This-
I was so
Dude.
angry.
I got so mad, and I don't really get mad at people like verbally.
No.
And I was at 99-cent store actually for picking up stuff for work because it's right next to my. Well, I don't go there a lot, but I'll go there sometimes to get
That's
like.
some good shit, actually.
They actually do.
Got some dope whipped cream, bro.
But I was there during work picking up something for work. I was trying to get WD-40. So I went up to the lady had just opened a register or whatever. And I was like the next person to go up, and I was just like, "Hey, excuse me, I actually have a question really quick." And then she like turned over and shushed me. She fucking shushed me, and I literally she was like, "Shh," and then like said something to the register in front of her, and I just turned around and walked away. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir." I was just like, "It doesn't matter." Like I would have gotten so mad, and I had to control myself. I just walked out of the store. I was like, fuck that. I'm never going back to that place.
They don't care, obviously. It's like,
Yeah, they don't care.
You don't come back to the damn 99
But,
cents.
dude,
Make out 99 cents elsewhere.
I wanted to leave a Yelp review, but it would have just been bad.
Yeah, well, it's interesting though. 99 cents. If you go in there like not needing actually anything, you'll find weird fucking things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for instance, I know that like Nabisco, like Oreo and shit, they'll try out new shit in
A lot of things do that.
yeah, like in 99
Like
cent
coconut
stores.
water, like there's that Zivco or whatever,
Yeah.
Zyco
Yeah,
coconut
like,
water.
yeah.
Interesting flavors or what?
Yeah, it's-
No, they started out like selling stuff at 99-cent store to see how it would sell,
Yeah.
and people went crazy for it.
yeah.
And now they charge like $5 a fucking bottle.
Yeah.
Those shitty
It's
fucking
nuts.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll try like there was like dark chocolate dipped mint Oreos or something. And then I remember like they were like obviously 99 cents, and then they kept selling out, and I saw them at like the regular like market for like fucking $5 or something. Mm-hmm. It's just it's like you'll find like random shit that 99
I got
cent
that
store.
just recently. I got Trevor Reese's whipped cream.
Bro, like, yeah, and he got a Hershey's one, like a Hershey's chocolate
Dude, that
one.
shit's so good.
Yeah.
Dude, I have not tried that yet, but I'm
And I've never
down.
seen that in a store before.
The chocolate
cream
one's
is-
better.
Whipped cream is keto, people. You're allowed
Yeah.
to have that, at least in certain moderation.
Yeah, like it's funny. What am I trying to say? When my parents were doing the whole keto thing, that's
Yeah.
what they would just fucking like down those. Like they'd do like one a day.
Yeah.
Between the both of them.
Yeah.
One whipped cream, like
it's like
tube
20,
a day.
It's like 20 or
Jesus.
30. It's like 20 or 30 carbs between it. So yeah, if you're splitting it between people, it's not the worst. But yeah, I enjoyed having the whipped cream every once in a while, just because on keto you have like you're so limited in dessert options, and
Yeah, for
desserts
sure.
are generally just bad, like kind of replications of what it should taste like.
And whipped cream is whipped cream.
But yeah, whipped cream just stays consistent, and whatever artificial flavor they're using for it, it is what it is. So I'm a big fan.
Big fan of the whipped.
But yeah, I think this has been a really good first experience.
Damn, ending on the whipped cream note.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
ending on
Whip
whipped
it,
cream.
whip it,
That's
whip
the whipped cream on top, right? There we go.
Dude, it's a cherry on top.
Hoorah. So I want to thank anyone that did watch it live. If you're listening to it later for whatever reason, we do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, do whatever it is that you have to do on each social media, each kind of platform. Don't forget about Noodle. If you're here, put it right next to the mic, dude.
Oh, she was like oinking too.
She was
Probably picked
oinking
it
to the
up.
microphone, you guys.
Nope, she's like, fuck me. I want to go to sleep.
Oh. All right.
So let's just do a funny face for the end, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for coming.
Boom.